welcome to the art stream today. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm drawing some stuff I'm not necessarily used to drawing. Explosions, buildings falling over, things of that nature. Can be pretty meticulous, but we're gonna take it one step at a time. I got 3 references up here. We'll just see how it goes. So let's get started. I have my phone here because I have the original building from last page that we're gonna draw, but I have a good idea of what I'm doing on this page as far as what the script says and what I want to do with it. Whoa. So we are at what I would kind of call the climax of the story, or the I don't necessarily like the term rising action. I know it's like a story thing, but this is like where all the culmination of everything that they've been doing, Man and Bot, in their travels. Man's reached the tipping point. Last page, I don't know if you remember, I can show you real quick. He said, enough, blow it up. Because he said, can anyone hear me? Is anyone out there? He's done. Like, he's gone from one coast to the other, and he has found absolutely nothing. And this song is not exactly what I'm looking for right now. Yeah, I know it's not a chill scene, but I like to chill when I draw, so most of the time, if I'm writing, I'll want the mood to match what I'm drawing, but not necessarily when I'm drawing. I will just draw whatever, despite the mood music. It is fun, however, to take a movie soundtrack you really like, draw something from that movie while you're listening to it. That can sometimes be inspiring, but not what I'm doing here. Alright, so okay. Doesn't quite make sense. I'm actually gonna flip back to several pages ago when the bot blew up that wolf, because it showed his gun arm there, and we're going to be drawing that again. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't go very detailed with those. I think I can go more detailed now. smoke coming out of there. And this will all be silhouetted a little bit. And this, I might have some of these little things have some white in them, but alright, now for the perspective aspect. So let's go back to our building. Whoops. You guys, this is page 41. We're making some progress. Getting things done. Feels good. So I'm starting with the main structure, and then from there we will erase and destroy. Because what I don't want to do is have the building not structurally make sense when it's having an explosion on it. So I'm just gonna start with the normal building. Okay. So I'm gonna get another song. Okay. So it goes boom. You may notice I'm not leaning way in like I usually do. It's because I'm inexperienced in this, so I'm keeping a way out perspective to try and see overall what I'm doing and what needs to be adjusted and fixed as I go. Perspective is good to have. Might as well go ahead and silhouette bot. Does bot get rusty as the story goes on, like man's beard? No, that's a good question. I decided not to, purely because the way I would draw him would get very time consuming. But also, bot is like state of the art, and so he has like anti-rust steel, you could say. But good question. Yeah, it was a conscious decision not to do that because I already plan to, as the world gets painted with watercolor or colored, I'll probably add in some plants and overgrowth and stuff like that to make the world feel like it's getting older as the story goes on. But I want bot to feel almost artificially like not aging, not normal, not part of the way everything else is, just to give an extra bit of characterization to bot and differentiation, because if you don't, I don't know, I could have done it that way, but it just seemed to fit the story better. But that's a good thought. So what do you think of my explosion so far? It's getting pretty crazy. The next panel I'm gonna have the building like toppled over a bit. We'll see how that goes. Probably use my black watercolor on this later because it's supposed to be like a silhouette of bot. I think I made his head too big. Try that first and see how it looks. Usually don't spend this much time silhouetting, but whatever. I want to make sure this panel really is represented well and is closer to finished than some of my other ones, because of what's going on, the intensity of it, and how important this is to what's happening in the story. Not that the other parts aren't important, but I really need to make sure this is done well, done correctly. Thanks. Here, let me give you a little closer view of it. Boom. So let's move this light a little bit up. Alright. Now, if you get really close, you probably can see even more detail. You can see I really detailed it. And there's bot, but yeah. So it's coming along. Now, for the other hard part. I think I'm gonna freehand this part. So, nope, I want them to be about the same height. if I like those arm positions. So about his arm. Something like that would be okay. All right. Part of the reason I'm freehanding this is because I don't want it to look super organized. I want it to look like kind of a mess. A little too Ghostbusters for me. Not feeling it. I like Ghostbusters, but not when I'm trying to chill and draw. Alright, so if you'll notice here, pull out a second. So we have an explosion. The explosion is whoop, going that way, which leads us to this, and it brings our eye back down here. And then his word bubble is going this way, so we're going that way with our eyes. We're looking it over, going that way, looking it over, going that way. And again, that's on purpose. So plan to watercolor in some smoke, some debris, some fire here, same here, smoke, sky, maybe some clouds, obviously the disappearance of the top half as it fell over here off screen. But yeah, that's this page. So it didn't quite take the full hour, but I wanted to show you something that I've been working on. You probably haven't seen my brush pens yet. So these are called brush pens. These are what I'm gonna watercolor with. But I'm gonna skip this song, it's a little loud in my ears. So this is for water, obviously, and then what I have here, these are brush pens. So there's water and ink inside of them, and as you can see by this color palette, I've chosen these. This is gonna be our color palette, so it's a lot of grays. There's some other colors in there, but overall this is the color palette of our story. And then this special one here, whoops, is, see how it's got water in there? I don't know if you can see that. There's a water bubble in there, but you use this to kind of water out the ink, and then I do the same with this. But yeah, you can actually drip water onto the paper and then move it out. So that's our color palette, and then it's gonna be a lot of grays, and then I'm gonna use gray tones throughout. But it'll be more like a pastel grays palette, and then Man and Bot will have their own digital colors that are more vivid than the background. But this is what these inks on paper, that's what it looks like. Those are all the different brush pens I have. But as you can see, let's take this color for example, it's probably that one. So you can get an idea of the types of grays I'm gonna use. But yeah, so I've worked on that a little bit, trying to get those nailed down. And they're very cool because they're easy to control. You can be more precise than you can with, at least than I can with watercolors. I find these to be really handy, and they're not, I mean, they were expensive, but not like insane. I think it was like $80, maybe $90 for 97 of them. So not that bad. But yeah, that's what I'll use those for. Let's see, that was page, what page was that? That was 41, I think. Let's see, 40, 41. Oh my goodness, I'm out of these. I'm gonna have to get some more. We still got more pages to do, so. Went through a whole thing of Post-its. Not surprised. So, that's the idea. That's the method. And everything but our characters. So like this would be digital, 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 digital. Everything else watercolor, like digital, hand. I just noticed, and it kind of bothers me, that Bot's head is a little funky. So I think I did that last time and never totally fixed it. This song was weird. I need to go through this playlist and take out the stuff I don't really like that much. I keep forgetting. What'll be cool is scanning these pencils into digital and then darkening the pencils, printing them back onto watercolor, and then we're going to take those sheets of watercolor with the digital pencils, add our color on top of that, and that gives us the ability, if I mess up, if it doesn't go as planned on a page, I just print that page again. Like, I'm not at a loss. So once these are scanned in, they're good to go. I can do it as many times as I need. But let's take a look at the script real quick. On the script, let me read the script to you so you can see what I drew and hear what I wrote. So page 45, we actually aren't exactly on our page numbers, but a half-page profile. Profile means up and down. Landscape means back and forth. Half-page profile. So half-page profile, half-page profile. Foreground, Bot's gun arm. So we got that. Background, skyscraper. It says falling into street. I went ahead and zoomed in and made the scale a bit bigger and did explosion. So I did change it slightly. Half-page profile again. Foreground, man yelling. Can you hear that? Background, skyscraper fallen. We did that. So the script is just a guide, but you need to somewhat follow that guide. And I always come to these streams prepared. So I've already looked over this. I actually wrote some of that out. I envisioned it, thought about where it would lay, and all of that is important to the planning process, because if you just jump in there and start drawing, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work out how you think, and you get halfway through it, or maybe even done, you have to scrap that page. And if you'll notice, all of my pages, every single one, there are some things that I'll tweak when I get to the watercolor and digital process, but overall I didn't change anything. Like, this is what I wrote down. This is what I plan to do. And that's an important aspect, to plan ahead, understand what you want, and do that thing. Now, I think I want to add a page or two more of him and his dad, but I'm not sure yet. I need to see what it feels like with the watercolors and see if that's even necessary. See, here's even a deleted page I didn't use that was in the script. I just didn't like it. But yeah, well, it's fun. Thank you for joining me. Ben, thank you for commenting and watching along with me. I really enjoy doing this, and it's just been fun to go through the process and show you what's involved, and just have you along for the ride to watch it. So hope you all have a good rest of your Sunday and weekend. You can check out my stuff at matchstickcomics.com if you're interested in anything that we do there. There's songs that free for download. There's books, about us and what we're doing, and you're welcome to check that out, or just follow me on social media if you want. Most of the handles are at Matchstick Comics. But alright, have a good day. Bye.